Alright, so it'd been a while since I've made any YouTube videos. I've been trying to keep busy, take care of some things, and so I figured, well, I'll pick up the camera and come on over and show you what's been going on. So, today's going to be a tour of a 1960s constructed house. In fact, this house was made, according to records, right in 1960. So, brief overview, this is going to be my mother's house. In fact, she's supposed to be scheduled to be moving in completely tomorrow at some point. The house that she was in was a H.U.D house, but because of some stupidity that went on between the owner of that house and H.U.D, H.U.D dropped her and she lost it. And because H.U.D was responsible and was paying roughly 90% of her rent, she couldn't stay there. So my friend found this house online in several real estate websites, and it was listed as $25,000. He went on to the real estate office and made an offer. The house had been on the market for I don't remember how many years, but a few. And he made an offer, and that offer was accepted. He paid substantially less than 25,000, less than 20. Anyway, so the house was a fixer-upper, and we would kind of do a little brief walkthrough while I still got daylight. The first problem we had to contend with, minor of course, was the fence. The previous tenants of this house were so kind as to tear this fence down from this short gate. All the rest of this was down to the corner. It was on the ground, probably to get their truck in and remove all their crap. So that was very courteous of them. Uh, it's been rebuilt, such as it is. Here's our little makeshift trash trailer hauling a bunch of crap out. The biggest problem that concerned us at the moment was the front door and back door had been kicked in by vandals. Again, they were so courteous, the vandals were, to kick in the front door and the back, so the back door was bolted shut with a big piece of wrought iron, and this was jury-rigged in some fashion to keep the vandals out. It's been replaced and rebuilt on the inside, so security is no longer an issue here. Let's see, get some daylight in here. Okay, so the carpets were a disgrace. They were filthy, and they weren't even attached to the ground. The guy, my friend who bought the house, rented the equipment, stretched the carpets, tacked everything back down, and we had a professional carpet care company come out and take care of the rest. You can see we're in the process of moving. We still got some crap laying about and partial belongings of my mother's here. The paint is pretty much as you see it. This is the way it was when we moved in. No window dressings as of yet. We're going to deal with that. Let's see. Start with the kitchen. Again, this house, according to records, was manufactured in 1960. See, we still got some construction renovation going on. Most of it's over and done with. Pretty messy. Let's see, the stuff that we had to attend to. Now, before I elaborate too far on that, you gotta remember we're not just trying to make the house livable. He's agreed to put this house on HUD, and that in itself presents with certain issues that need to be dealt with to allow HUD to accept it. So let's see, some of the issues: the sink was not attached properly. There was a leak in the past which had caused some of the particle wood to swell. That had to be dealt with and was just fixed today. That faucet had to be replaced. That's actually a used faucet out of the current homeowner's house. Let's see. That end cabinet was actually at one point right there. That's of course where the stove is supposed to go. Probably going to put it back there once we shorten up those gas fittings, and if my mother's existing stove will fit, we will put it back in there, and I hope at some point to put some kind of cabinetry in here to accommodate a dishwasher. At least that's my hope. Let's see. Again, the back door. Uh, that's a recent addition. It's got the expensive blind built into the window design, but it was kicked in. It had a piece of wrought iron. You could kind of see the vertical or horizontal line running across there. That's where there was a 3/4 inch piece of wrought iron bolted directly to the frames holding the door shut. This all had to be rebuilt. Let's see. There was originally a gas water heater in this laundry room area. That has obviously been replaced with this electric model. And they even did something that I really don't see people doing very often, at least in this part of the country. They put an independent circuit breaker specifically for the water heater. I really don't see that very often, at least not here. Personal touch, it turns out that the washer and dryer set that my mother had decided to die right before the move. The dryer had already croaked. Her washer fell apart during the moving process, so this is a loaner. It's actually my loaner that was given to me from a friend of mine that works a car lot. It was actually brought in as partial down payment, and I picked this up in a community known as H.U.D. Paid $50 for that, and they both work well. Let's see. All the plumbing for the washer and dryer was over here. This little nook, I'm thinking we're probably going to put shelves in here. Probably going to put a shelf right there at the bracket line where there used to be a shelf. I may place one a few feet above it, and I'm hopeful that I'm going to find cabinetry, like a vanity sink kind of thing without the hole cut in it, to fit in there for additional storage. Also, this house does have central heat and air. It also has something that I'm not keen on, popcorn ceiling. I hate that crap, but neither me nor the homeowner is going to pay to remove it, so it is what it is. Let's see. There's a hole in that cupboard. As you can see, it was actually supposed to be where the stove belongs. This whirlpool. Turn the electric off here. Okay, whirlpool refrigerator freezer was left in the house. We found it here. There was actually food, peanut butter, juice, that kind of crap in it. Refrigerator seems to work good. Once we got the power on and turned it on and tested it, good enough to freeze water anyway. The problem is, not in the refrigerator, but in the freezer, or in the refrigerator, not the freezer. There's one shelf there, and there's the crisper drawer covers, or whatever you want to call them. There's at least one shelf that's missing, and one or two of these cross braces on the door. What kind of a big problem is that, you might ask? Well, it goes back to H.U.D. H.U.D will look at that and say, can't have it. In fact, there's no grill on the bottom of the refrigerator, which I just noticed. And I can tell you from experience, that's an issue with them. Don't know why. The appliances really don't have anything to do with the house, but in their eyes, apparently it does. Got some cleanup to do here. These were left in here. Actually found quite a lot of crap left in this house. When we moved in, I must have pulled out half a liquor cabinet stashed in that drawer alone. Vodka bottles and so forth. That's actually a recent install. They still look really good. So you can see this house has had its share of renovations. Let's see. Okay, hallways. No, let's check out the bathroom first. We'll get into the bathroom. Alright, let's see. Alright, there we go. So, boom. We've got a shower with surround. This is a renovation that was here before we got the house. And that is because right there is a window. But they obviously had to sheetrock over it, cover it up, in order to put the surround in. So there's a hole on the outside that's going to have to be covered, and it's going to be put vinyl siding over it to appease H.U.D. Toilet, also a recent installation, which we did. Not because there was anything particularly wrong with the commode, but the tank lid was missing, and we could not find an appropriate tank lid to match it. Again, that doesn't really have anything to do with the livability of the house, but it has everything to do with HUD. They would not allow an open tank. Interesting paint scheme, I might add. Aqua blue. I guess it's appropriate. The vanity, also a recent thing. We still have to attach the vanity top to the base. It's just sitting there. It's not attached. And two things that she is going to have in this house. By the way, I don't like the way these plugs are set in, but okay, that switch, those are heat lamps. That one's out. Mental note to replace the heat lamp. She's never had those before. And the top switch, evac fan. Gotta love it. So, let's see. As a matter of fact, yeah, I think it's just a fan. I don't think there's a light. I don't think there's a light in there. I think it's just a fan. Let's see. You'll notice that right there in the living room. That was actually the medicine chest, which was in the bathroom. The reason why it's there and not in the bathroom is because the doors. The hinges and spring mechanisms that held the three mirrored doors, one on the left, one in the center, one on the right, were damaged. There was one mirror door missing when we got here. That again would be a issue not with living in the house. I could have fabricated something eventually, but the key word here is appeasing HUD, and they would not go for something like that. So, pulled that down, and voila! It's a significantly smaller model. It's also three mirrors with shelves installed. The fixture, whereas that one had the lights on top of the actual cabinet assembly itself, this one did not, so we had to purchase a store-bought fixture and install it, and I'm going to try to find some globes to go over it if possible. So, work to be done still here is attach the vanity top to the vanity. There was something else that needed to be done in here aside from some cleaning. We do have a little water pressure issue, but we will address that when it becomes necessary to do so. Let's see. Her bedroom. Again, carpets were not attached. They were filthy. We had the carpet cleaning company come in and redid the carpet. Interesting color scheme, by the way. This is the master bedroom. It's only slightly larger than the second bedroom. This is like what I would call military green or navy green, maybe. The color in the living room is military gray, and then white in the kitchen, and then Smurf blue in the second bedroom. I don't know. Let's see. So carpets were stretched, tacked, and cleaned. We're going to provide all the window dressings ourselves. This ceiling fan had to be replaced, fan and light, because this one was burned out. Mirrored doors, obviously not. Circa 1960. In fact, this bedroom, as a matter of fact, is not circa 1960. It was not here when the house was built. If you'll notice, just beyond this window, driveway. This was actually a carport or garage, I would think. And then it was installed as an addition to the house as a room, I would think. Probably somewhere in the 80s. So, closets. Always been a big issue with my mother, along with these mirrored sliding doors, which she's not accustomed to having. These organizers are proving to be a pain. She don't like them because my mother has an extraordinarily large amount of clothing, and so I've purchased a new rod and the cups and mounting assemblies, and I'm just trying to find the studs to mount them. So anyway, that's where we are. I'm not exactly a huge carpenter, but I can get her done if necessary. Oh, doors. This door was a wood panel door when we got the house. It was broken. Somebody like, pow, punched right through it. The owner who owns the house now had this door in storage. Oh yeah, lovely place for a wall outlet. What you say? Nice. Close the door, you can't get to it. That was genius. Anyway, spare door he put in, new door moldings. Had to do some work here. This door, brand new. Purchased at a home center. Door jambs as well. And I don't know why I even bothered turning on the light, because those stupid LED lights, I gotta tell you, they suck. They really do. This is a nice new design of a, of course my phone's gonna ring right here. There we go. Okay. So the fixture itself is a relatively new design because it uses the LEDs, which I'm not particularly keen on. Not just because, well, I'm an original light bulb kind of guy. That's just me. It's just who I am. But these stupid LED lights are going to be expensive. So, Smurf blue room. Yeah. Anyway, second bedroom, same style of sliding mirrored doors for the closet space, and not much to be said here. We'll just move on. Of course, brand new door installed here, and my battery's starting to die, so I better move it on. Central heat and air. There was a problem with it. Surprisingly, all the refrigerant appears to be present. The problem was it wasn't coming on. Had to call a heat and air guy out. They put this brand new $85 thermostat on here, which we didn't ask for, but it was already installed once we found it, and yeah. So, simple operation. You got a flame or a snowflake, which signifies heat or air. Temperature up, temperature down, and fan control. Simple, easy peasy design. I don't think there's much else inside the house to illustrate, so we shall make our way to the back. Oh yeah, also a new door on the laundry room area. More signs of recent construction. I'm so pleased that the central heat and air works. The reason I say that is because with H.U.D, their policy basically is if it is part of the household equipment when the house is applied on H.U.D, that it must work. And something like this could not possibly be a cheap repair to replace. I don't know. I've never had central heat or air, so obviously there's been work done to it in the past. This, which I come to find out was the transformer, had already been bypassed. It wasn't bolted to the unit, it was just laying inside behind this panel, wired in. All that wiring was replaced. It looked like somebody attacked it with a weed whacker, and I still, as of yet, I plan on putting conduit pipe here to further protect it. At least that's the plan. Let's see here. We've got gutters, which I'm going to have to clean, but at least there's gutters. I'm going to put new downspouts on them, channel the water away from the house. I need to do that before next spring. And let's see, outside water faucet. Again, a first for my mother, as she's never had anything like that. There's the window I spoke of, where you can see where the Window was covered due to the installation of the new shower surround. Far less grass to contend with here. We do have the school just down that way, bus parking over there, as well as in the front of the house. In fact, all the property around this house is the school district's. That building right there, it's behind all the trees, but I assure you there's a building. That's a bus barn, repair area, and county repair shop. It's school district property. Anyway, so I've got some trimming to do. All this foliage is going to be trimmed all the way back. When I'm done, you're going to be able to see the fence line all the way around and determine what damage needs to be repaired, which I see some fence damage right there, which I'm going to have to contend with. Joy, oh joy. The goal here is going to be to allow my dogs access to this house, this backyard, without fear of them playing a Houdini act on me, essentially. Anyway, here's back at the house. Again, it's a circa 1960 vinyl siding, another recent install. Haven't been in the attic space yet, and I don't plan on it. Let's see, that would be the vent for the water heater. That is, yes, I believe. Yep, that would be where the water heater used to be. We could actually consider pulling that down at some point, because we don't need it. And I gotta replace that cover to keep all the critters and crap out of the dryer vent. No doubt we're going to have to do some additional repairs. That is probably going to have to be replaced at some point. Somebody got weed whacker happy. Always love it when people don't pay sufficient attention to what they're doing with their power tools. Right there, and in there somewhere, are the T-posts for clothesline. The goal is to make this once again accessible. Let's see here. I love it when trees grow through fences. Truly I do. I really do. It just tells you that at some point these fences are going to be in far worse shape than they are right now. I've never understood the premise of people building a fence that close to the tree, or planting trees, or allowing trees to be that close to the fence line. I just doesn't make much sense to me. All in all, however, I'd say the house is in pretty good condition. We do still have some work ahead of us, but this house shall be a vast improvement compared to what she's living in today. This is what's irritating the crap out of me. Works good. Not bad for a free refrigerator, but without shelves, can't have it. And the refrigerator she's using right now is in such a poor state that I'm not going to bring it over here to destroy all these tiles by leaking and forcing her to have a roll of chicken factory shrink wrap that used to use to wrap our chicken in the styrofoam tubs back in the day. So anyway, got some work to do yet. My battery is fixing to die, so I'm going to end this tour. No popcorn ceiling. I guess the only rooms, I didn't really notice that before either. Let's see. No popcorn ceiling here. And no popcorn ceiling here. No popcorn ceiling in... Where's the light switch? There it is. None in the bathroom. So the only room in this house that has popcorn ceiling is the kitchen area. I honestly didn't notice that until just now. I guess I can deal with it then. Alright. So, not bad. Let's see. I like the cover to the breaker box. Really, I do. Still got room for one, two, maybe 2 or 3 more circuits if it was desired to do so. Don't think I'll worry about anything like that. So, there's been our 1960s house tour. Thank you for watching, and comments are always welcome. Love that bay window, or that large body window on the door. Alright, time to go home and recharge.